All right, let's set a scene. You're out on a boat, middle of the ocean, nothing but blue all around. It's time to pray, but all you've got is salt water. So, what do? Can you even use it? Today, we're going to get into a really beautiful and profound answer to that exact question, and it comes from a core teaching in Islam. So yeah, here's the big question right on the screen. Can you use that vast, salty ocean water for ritual prayer? For wudu. It seems like a super simple question, but trust me, the answer opens up this incredible window into some really key principles of the faith. And where do we get the answer? Well, it comes directly from this source right here. This is a hadith, a recorded teaching from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. It's a really short statement, but it is packed with meaning. So let's break it down piece by piece. All right, first things first. The Prophet's answer starts by tackling the main issue head-on, the water itself. What is its nature? This first part of his answer lays down a really clear, direct principle. And here it is, the first part of that answer. Its water is purifying. That's it. Just a few words, but they are so decisive. Now, this doesn't just mean clean, like, not dirty. The actual Arabic word used here has a much more specific, technical meaning. And that key term is tahur. You see, this is what's so cool. It means the water isn't just pure in itself. It is purifying. It's active. It has the ability to make other things pure, to remove ritual impurity. That makes it totally valid for wudu, the ablution you perform before praying. So the answer to our big question? It's a crystal clear yes. Okay, but wait, the teaching isn't done. It's not just about the water. With just incredible wisdom and foresight, the Prophet adds another ruling, something that answers a totally different but just as practical question you'd have if you were out at sea. And this is it. And its dead animals are lawful to eat. Now you have to understand, this is a huge deal. Normally, in Islamic dietary law, you can't eat an animal that you just find dead. But here, for the sea, there's this specific, merciful exception. It's a direct answer for anyone needing food while traveling or fishing. So practical. So check this out. We can put the two principles right next to each other. On one hand, you've got the ruling about the water itself. It's purifying, so you can use it for your prayers. On the other hand, a ruling about the life in that water. It's lawful to eat, even what you find dead. I mean, think about it. Spiritual purity and physical survival, both covered in one single elegant sentence. Incredible. Okay, so we've got this amazing, super practical teaching, but how do we actually know it's legit? How can we be sure the Prophet really said this? Well, this is where we get into the whole science of authenticating these teachings, and honestly, it's a fascinating story in itself. Let's jump back to that original image for a second. You see that list of names underneath the main text? Ibn Khuzaimah, Tirmidhi. Those aren't just some boring footnotes or citations. No way. They are the actual foundation of its credibility. They're the reason we can trust this. So how did they do it? Well, it's kind of like this. First, you have the major collectors who reported it. Then you have these legendary scholars. We're talking giants like Ibn Khuzaimah and Tirmidhi, who just painstakingly went through the entire chain of people who passed it down and gave it their stamp of approval. And on top of that, it's backed up by the founders of the major schools of Islamic law. I mean, that is a massive scholarly consensus. It's rock solid. And all of that work leads to this one critical term, sahih. This is like the gold standard. It's the highest possible grade of authenticity a hadith can get. It means the chain of people who transmitted it is perfect, unbroken, and everyone in that chain was known to be trustworthy and have a steel trap memory. So when you see the word sahih, it gives you this complete confidence. This is the real deal. So let's wrap this all up. What are the big takeaways here? 1. Seawater is totally good for ritual purification. 2. Dead sea life is halal. It's lawful to eat. 3. We know all this with certainty because the teaching is sahih. It's authenticated by the best of the best. And maybe the most beautiful point of all, 4. This isn't just a random rule. It shows a core principle of ease and mercy in the faith. It's what's known as a rukhsa, a divine permission that just makes life and worship more practical and compassionate. And that really leaves us with something to think about, doesn't it? We started with a really simple, practical question about the sea from, over 1,400 years ago. But that principle behind the answer, that principle of divine ease, of mercy, of making things clear and practical, how does that show up in the rest of our lives? It's definitely something worth pondering.